rehabilitated, and real entertaining. This is the Carl Jackson Podcast.
Welcome to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast, your daily dose of objective truth in a world of confusion and lies. Guys, I was sitting here and I sat and wondered, how is it that Biden could get away with so much? How is it that and we know, listen, I know that we have a complicit media. I know that there's a complicit FBI and DOJ, but how is it that so many on the left aren't willing to call this guy out? How is it that it seems like what's the word? Like there's just no integrity when it comes to people on the left. It's absolutely insane. So I started thinking about this, and I found a perfect column that kind of sums up what happened. The reason why Biden is able to get away with so much, the corruption, the foreign deals, you know what I mean, with other people, all the Hunter Biden drama. The reason why he's able to get away with the corruption and the media will cover for him is because Obama set the table. I don't think Obama gets enough credit for fundamentally transforming America. When we consider Obama, we look at his presidency of the past and we're like, oh man, you know what I mean? He wanted to fundamentally transform America, but after the first couple of years, which we'll get into during this podcast, things didn't work out so well for him. He lost the House. And then towards the end of his presidency, you know, Trump was coming into the White House with Republicans running the Senate and the House. We'll get into that. So everybody thought towards the end of Obama's term that he was a major failure. I shouldn't say everybody thought it, but many people on the left even thought, oh, he didn't get nothing done. He didn't get, anything really accomplished. I mean, I remember speaking to a young man that was a straight up leftist, but a cool guy that I used to debate on local television. And he was a black, basically a Marxist. He didn't consider himself a Marxist, but he was. And he just said Obama didn't go far enough. He couldn't stand the guy. He didn't think that Obama did enough to fundamentally transform America. But anyway, Obama doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And Biden is able to get away with corruption because the media is in his pocket, right? The DOJ, the FBI is in his pocket, but they're in his pocket because it was Obama that set the table. And that's the case that I want to make. AMAC did someone at AMAC wrote a fabulous column. It's called 6 Ways Biden's Presidency is Exposing the Obama Myth. Now, last week, Obama went on CNN with Christian Amanpour to describe the state of the democracy. So some of you guys may have heard that interview. I did not hear the interview. I've heard some clips to the interview, but it was classic Obama, class warfare, so on, etc., defending himself, defending the Biden administration, basically the DOJ. He talked badly about the submarine, the submersible where all the people died because of the implosion, sadly. And he just mentioned when I guess he was in Greece at the time, he mentioned these immigrants that were, no one's focused on them, and something happened tragically with them. I can't recall exactly what it was, but it was Obama being Obama, the classic Obama. But I want to go back to this. All right. So 6 ways Biden's presidency is exposing the Obama myth. You wonder why Biden can get away with lies. You guys might remember this. At the beginning of Biden's presidency, right at the beginning. Oh, and by the way, today's show is brought to you by MyPillow.com. MyPillow, guys, if you want to get this offer, buy one, get one free, MyPillow, the new MyPillow 2.0, all you have to do is go to MyPillow.com, click on the promo code at the top of the page, enter my name, CARL, buy one, get one free. And listen, I love the MyPillow, but the new MyPillow is even better. It's softer, it's smoother, it's even cooler than the first one, if you could imagine. So you get a good night's rest, plus you get to support an American entrepreneur, American jobs, American manufacturing. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square at the top of the page. Enter my name, Carl, CARL, or give MyPillow a call, 858-0263, 800-858-0263. The same patented adjustable feel as the original MyPillow with the new with the new MyPillow 2.0, but it has the temperature regulating thread, again, making it softer, smoother, and cooler. You still get a 10-year warranty. 10-year warranty, 60-day money back guarantee. MyPillow.com. Click on the promo code Carl. Give them a call. 800-858-0263. All right, so the Biden administration can just lie. They will look you dead in your face, look at reporters, and they will just lie. And it's like, how could they do it? How could they get away with this? Why aren't there many people within the mainstream media that are saying enough is enough? Now, we're starting to see some people in the mainstream media that's like, man, enough is enough. But that's only because they're scared that he'll lose in a rematch against Trump at this point, if Trump is indeed the nominee, because his favorables, Biden's favorables, are tanking. And with everything they've thrown at Trump, Biden's favorables are just as bad, or unfavorables are just as bad as Trump's. So they're like, all this stuff we've done to boost this guy up, and America still thinks he stinks, because he does. But he gets away with lies. Remember at the very beginning, when he took office, I can't remember at what point he did it, but he started lying right away. He said, when I took office, gas was $5 a gallon. $5 a gallon. Just straight up lie. And I'm sitting there thinking, how just a month or two ago, I was filling up my tank for $1.87 a gallon. And then all of a sudden the prices started getting out of control. And he says, well, remember when I took office, it was $5 a gallon. He just straight up lied. And then when it comes to the Afghanistan surrender, he said that it was an extraordinary success, even though we saw with our own eyes, literally these Afghanistans clinging to this huge 747 or whatever that big monster military plane was, as some literally fell off the wheels to their death. Insane. But he said it was a success. 13 servicemen and women that were murdered, that were killed. But he said it was a success. Why did he lie to us? Listen, guys, they lied to us because they wanted us to know, in my opinion, the left wanted us to know, get used to a government that's going to decide what truth is. Get used to a government that's going to decide what truth is. But how could Biden, this dementia patient in the White House, get away with it? It's because Obama got away with it first. Obama set the table. Never forget that. This is Obama's third term. This is Obama's third term. He's coming out now, basically campaigning already for 2024 because he's scared he's going to lose his third term, and people are going to remember just how horrible, of a president he was. Once again, his legacy will be in tatters again. But remember this. Obama started with the lie of Obamacare, the massive lie of Obamacare. You guys remember that? This guy came in and he said there were 37 instances in which Obama said that a family of four, that their healthcare cost or premiums would reduce $2,500 annually under Obamacare. And it was just a lie. He also said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. All of this stuff was a lie. What else? If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. You guys might remember oldie but goodie, Jonathan Gruber. He was a professor at MIT. He may still be. He is the author of Romney Care. He also authored Obamacare. And here's what he had to say. You guys might recall. He said, if the administration had told the truth, speaking of Obamacare, the legislation might not have passed, adding that the law only passed because of the lack of transparency and the stupidity of the American voter. You guys remember that? So the reason why the first thing, 6 ways Biden's presidency is exposing the Obama myth. The first thing is Obama was a liar. He set the tone. Biden knew that he could get away with it. And I'll tell you how he knew he could get away with it, because, all right, that's one lie, but how could Biden get away with it? He's a dementia patient. But going back to Obamacare, if you recall, instead of premiums going down 25%, they rose by 25%. And then it wasn't too long after that healthcare costs overall rose 69%. And then what happened? In 2010, as a result of this, Obama got wiped out, the House and the Senate. I mean, remember, everybody was saying, man, we elected everybody. Republicans won all the way down to dog catcher. Ted Kennedy even lost his Senate seat that year. So by the time Obama's presidency was over, we sat there and said, man, this guy, he lost the presidency, he lost the House, he lost the Senate. Republicans were controlling everything. And we're like, man, this guy's his thank God his presidency is over. It was a failure. We used to tease him, this community organizer, but little did we know that he had fundamentally transformed our institutions already, from college campuses to the racial rhetoric that existed, to the DOJ, to the media. It was absolutely insane. Even when it came to foreign policy, that was the second lie. International crisis. They would always lie. The Obama administration. The second thing they did was, in moments of international crisis, they simply lied. You guys might remember Obama and then Secretary Hillary Clinton knowingly lied to the American people about the attack at Benghazi that killed Ambassador Christopher Stevens. And then a few other gentlemen, Tyrone Woods, Glenn Doherty, I think Sean Smith, if I recall correctly, were the other people that were killed, and they totally lied about it, tried to cover it up and said it was a video. And then there was a debate with Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney confronted Obama on this during their second debate, and he accused Obama of not explicitly referring to the Benghazi attack as a terrorist attack until 2 weeks after it occurred. And then the Obama administration could continue to suggest that it was just some spontaneous uprising or what have you. And then Candy Crawley of CNN jumped in the middle of it and said that Romney was wrong. And Romney was shook after that. He was absolutely shook after that. But here's a media personality jumping into a presidential debate to save her president. And that's exactly what happened. But at that point in time, what Obama was learning is that the media would lie for him. Perhaps because he was the first black president, I think he was able to get away with a lot more because of that. And then you had AG Eric Holder and his administration that lied about spying on James Rosen of Fox News at the time. So spying on a reporter, the attorney general. The lying in the Obama administration became routine. And the media, for some reason, was not calling him out on it. Which brings us to the third way Biden's presidency is exposing the Obama myth. And it comes down to media cover-ups. So number 3, remember Obama's corruption of the media and the ethical turning point. All right. So remember, we have this dementia patient that's in the White House. We have Biden that's getting away now, right, with his administration just totally lying, covering up his corruption. The big guy, having lunch with the big guy getting 10%. We now know that these whistleblowers have come out and said that there was a cover up for Hunter Biden and his crimes. The DOJ basically said, and the U.S. attorney in Delaware, hey, we're basically not prosecuting this crime. This is coming from higher up. We know that there's scandal when it comes to Ukraine, where Biden got 5 million, Hunter Biden got 1 million, but nobody's talking about that. So the media is actively suppressing this case to the best of their ability, and they're suppressing the truth about the health of Biden. And we know that. But why would they be willing to do that? Why would they be willing to do that? I'll tell you why. See, Biden is a thug, but Obama was the mastermind. Biden is a thug. Obama was the mastermind. So Biden isn't that bright, but he's still following in the footsteps of Obama. Carl, what do you mean? All right. Obama's corruption of the corporate media is the ethical turning point. That's number 3. We're still on number 3. You guys remember Lisa Myers at NBC? Yeah, I didn't think so. So Lisa Myers tried to fairly cover. She's a liberal. I'm pretty sure she's a liberal. She tried to fairly cover Obamacare and called him out for misleading people when it came to Obamacare. But instead of MSNBC or NBC, I'm sorry, backing their reporter and running the story, NBC shut it down, prompting Myers to post her story on her personal Facebook page and depart NBC. She was out the door. So here's a media figure that's trying to cover Obama honestly, and NBC says, sayonara. Sayonara, see you later. We're not talking about this story. Cheryl Atkinson, she has her own podcast today, I believe, if I recall correctly. I still read some of her stuff. Still, excuse me, a fantastic journalist. But she tried to accurately report on the Benghazi scandal. And I mean, they jacked her up. She was a 20-year CBS veteran who took particular interest in, according to this column, in exposing the Obama administration's lies on Benghazi scandal. The executives at CBS repeatedly prevented Atkinson from covering the story in order to shield Obama from criticism ahead of the 2012 election. Not only that, they intimidated her. They literally tried to infuse her husband's laptop with a bunch of child pornography. And she saw it, like, I don't know if she was on his laptop at the time or something, but she saw this stuff. Like, you're talking about a campaign against her. It was insane. And then Obama's weaponization of the government. So this is why the media is covering up Biden's corruption. They are covering up Biden's health, what the DOJ and the FBI is doing, going after Trump supporters or Republicans. They're not mentioning any of that. Why? Because Obama scared the crap out of them initially, and now Biden, the thug, has come in, and they know he doesn't have brains. He'll just use force. So the media is in check. These are wannabe dictators. Obama's weaponization of the government. How is it that Biden could get away with the weaponization of our government, the DOJ and the FBI, sicking the DOJ and the FBI on Trump right in front of our faces? Political prisoners, these J6 protesters, going after Catholics, Mark Houck, and pro-lifers. How could they do that? How could they do that? It's because Obama taught Biden how to weaponize the DOJ, because he did it with the IRS and Lois Lerner. Remember the Tea Party movement? The Tea Party movement was pretty much just snuffed out all of a sudden. Like, I was part of that movement. I wasn't in the Tea Party per se, but I would go to events and all this stuff. So I was definitely part of the movement. And then as the movement tried to grow, tried to organize, his IRS snuffed people out so that they couldn't get their licenses or whatever else they needed in order to become legit organizations. It was absolutely amazing. And then they audited people as well. Now, trip off of this. The person at the Obama Justice Department charged with prosecuting the targets that Lois Lerner at the time at the IRS identified was none other than Jack Smith, the current special counsel against Donald Trump today. You see how insane this is? So the FBI, the Russia hoax, all this kind of stuff, the FBI and the Department of Justice, quote, failed to uphold, this is from the column, failed to uphold their mission of strict fidelity to the law. The report concluded a finding that was already obvious to any objective observer, but nonetheless further vindicated Republicans' concerns about the weaponization of the government agencies against conservatives and Donald Trump in particular. One of the chief individuals responsible for perpetrating the Russia hoax, the report found, was none other than President Obama himself. So according to page 81 of the report, in late July 2016, the U.S. intelligence agencies obtained insight into Russian intelligence analysis alleging that U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had approved a campaign plan to stir up a scandal against Donald Trump by trying to tie him to Putin and the Russians hacking of the DNC. Obama knew this was going on. Obama knew this was going on. And so since he had already corrupted the FBI and DOJ, Biden knew exactly where to start when he came in office. It's just absolutely insane. The Durham report, is what I was talking about, also confirms that Obama knew about Clinton's dirty trick. While Obama likely did all of this damage to Trump and helped boost Clinton over the top, he also likely did it to protect his own image, according to the columnist, an effort that has now backfired in spectacular fashion. But I'm not sure that it has, at least not as of yet. Even after Trump overcame this blatant attempt to rig the election against him and won, Obama still remained silent, recognizing that the game was up and he had lost. Obama could have told the truth, albeit at the expense of his credibility. He didn't. Instead, he doubled down. So in December 2016, you remember what he did? He expelled 35 Russian diplomats in an apparent attempt to keep the hoax alive. He knew all along. He knew all along. But why is our media corrupted now? Because Obama scared the crap out of Lisa Myers, Cheryl Atkinson. He sent a message. You guys better not mess with me. I am truth now, is essentially what he said. Now Biden's doing the same thing. And since Obama corrupted our institutions, our colleges with all this woke nonsense and this racial divisiveness, now all of these people coming up, graduating college and going into the federal government are woke and lefties, and they think they're doing the right thing by destroying people that don't think like them, people, Republicans, conservatives, Christians, people of faith and the like. The theater of the grotesque. Number 4. Why is it that Biden thought it was a good idea, and his administration thought it was a good idea to have a man at the White House, a trans, go topless with his fake boobs? Why did he think that was okay? Or why did they think that was okay at the time, or allow that, at the time until they got backlash? You had chicks that had gone surgery too, gone bare-breasted with their, you could tell they had their mastectomy or mastectomy scars, whatever it's called, when you chop the breast off, all right? And so how could this happen on the White House lawn? A complete and utter clown show with a pride flag hanging right next to the United States flag, which was absolutely despicable. No flag should hang near that flag, in my opinion. None, except the state flag. I take that back. Hang a state flag there. But how could Biden get away with this? Because of the beer summit. Remember that? The Obama held in the Rose Garden? When his homeboy, I forget it, Henry Gates, professor, was trying to break into his own house. And the officer on the college campus didn't know it, didn't realize it, questioned him. Obama made a big deal of it, started disparaging cops back in the day. It's just absolutely insane. So Obama has been enabling Joe Biden's corruption all along. Says here, just as he did with Hillary Clinton, Obama also increasingly appears to have ignored clear signs of corruption surrounding Joe Biden. As a recent House Oversight Committee report revealed, associates of the scandal plagued Hunter Biden visited the White House more than 80 times during the Obama administration. This leads one to equally problematic conclusions for Obama. Either he knew something was right and did nothing, or wasn't right and did nothing, or the Biden family carried out their corrupt business deals for years in his White House while he was none the wiser. I don't believe that for a second. And then his foreign policy fiascos, those disasters. You remember, during Obama's presidency, Russia became a major player in Syria. They invaded Crimea, laying the groundwork for the invasion in Ukraine last year. So it's no coincidence that Putin seized land under Obama, but then waited until Trump's presidency was over, and then he launched the invasion of Ukraine once Biden was in. So this stuff affects everything. It literally affects everything. So these are the reasons that Biden could get away with murder, is because why he could lie about foreign policy dealings, saying it was a success, because he watched Obama do it all along. Obama set the table for Biden's corruption today. Obama set the table for all the wokeness and the craziness that you see in our college institutions. I'm telling you, that man fundamentally transformed America by fundamentally transforming our major institutions, our schools, right? The media, the federal government itself, our military that's woke. None of that would be possible were it not for Obama. He had already set the table. All that Biden had to do was build on that, and he did just that. He did just that. He just built on it. He just built on it. That's it. That's it. I mean, so it's as simple as that. The reason why, if you're sitting there thinking like, oh my God, how is it that the media will just sit by and let Biden get away with this corruption, get away with knowing that he has dementia and not saying anything about it? How can this thug get away with all the stuff that he does while they go after Trump? It's simply because Obama set the table. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you go to get your podcast: Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and Rumble. We would sincerely appreciate that. All things social media at the Carl Jackson Show is where you can find me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, True Social. You may hear my dog barking in the background. So all these places you can go to get the podcast. And until next time, don't grow weary doing good. God bless you.